Same thing with a marriage. Your marriage isn't going the way you want. Oh, you want that good marriage, but you keep looking at the turmoil, and you create those thoughts, which creates those feelings and emotions, which drives those bad actions that keeps the marriage bad, and you're stuck in a negative, perpetual cycle. You must not worry about how. You must focus on why it's important, what you want and why, and that why has to be stated in the absolute positive way. When you go to write down your why, if it's truly your desire, you're going to be able to write it down in a couple of sentences very quickly. And you're going to be using strong adjectives like burning, obsessive, compulsive desire and why it's important. Because if you have to stop and think about why it's important to you, it's a pretty good indicator it probably isn't your dream or desire. It's probably something people have been telling you that you should do. You need to do this. Oh, I bet you're going to be doing that. And we buy into it, but then there's no passion or energy behind it. Make sure it's your dream. Make sure it's your desire by writing down why. If I was to go to the doctor tomorrow, and let's say I weigh 225, and the doctor goes, Jim, oh my gosh, your cholesterol's up, your blood pressure's up, you're in really bad health, you really need to get 50 pounds off you. Boy, I walk away from that doctor's office. Now I've got two choices. My goal can become I have to lose 50 pounds because the doctor says so, or I'm going to die, or it could be this. I'm going to weigh 175. And the reason why is so I'll have better health and vitality. I'll have more energy to achieve more in my life. My body's going to look better. I can present myself in a more positive light. Therefore, I'll have more self-esteem and confidence. When you know your why, your goal is specific, and you have a strong why like that, I promise you, the hows will show up. Hows are irrelevant. What we know about the mind is this. You're going to know what you want and why you want it. And the why is big enough, the hows will show up. That takes us to step number 3 in the 8-step formula, and that is this. You must learn to identify the obstacles that you may face. Because if you do not take the time to identify the obstacles you're going to face, when you begin that action phase and you run into that obstacle, first obstacle you hit, you're going to say, well, this must not be for me. And you're going to bow on out. You're going to change your decision. But in life, when you commit to a goal, you never change your decision. You change your direction. You find a way around it, under it, over it, through it, but you never change your decision. To give yourself the best opportunity, do the best plan you can to identify the obstacles you may face. Now, let me share with you, when an airline pilot goes to get in his plane, he's identified the obstacles the best he can. He's looked at weather maps, checked for wind shears, he's checked all his emergency procedures, he's had a crew that's checked everything for him. He's planned for the obstacles the best he can. So he's got a lot of confidence. He knows how to plan for obstacles. But still, when you begin the action phase, some unforeseen things are going to happen. When an airline pilot takes off for the first 8 minutes, he is dead center on course. But once he reaches cruise altitude, things outside of his control are going to happen. Gravitational pull of the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars is going to begin to pull him off a little bit. Does he say, oh my gosh, I'm off course, and change the decision and fly all the way back to Houston? Of course not. He makes thousands upon thousands of course corrections. But he ends up leading and making it to his destination. But he never changes his decision. And that's how it is in life. When you learn to identify the obstacles you may face and how you're going to overcome them, it builds your confidence in yourself up that you know how to overcome them when the unforeseen ones hit. Take the time to identify the obstacles you may face and how you're going to overcome them. That leads us to step number 4. Step number 4 is simply identify the specific. And let's focus on the word here, specific skills and knowledge that you're going to need. You know, no matter what goal you choose in life, there are specific skills and knowledge you're going to need. There are things that you don't know that you're going to need to find out. But one of the biggest things I've learned about becoming a master goal achiever is this. You don't have to be an innovator. Be a master imitator. There are people, no matter what your goal, there's people that have been there before you. Learn from them. Read the great books by them. Get their tape and CD series. If you can meet them personally, meet personally and so on their life. Take them to lunch. Learn the things that they know. Get them as a mentor. Get a good coach. But learn the specific skills and knowledge you need. Now, this isn't an excuse for procrastination. I'm not saying get all the skills and knowledge you need and then begin. I'm saying identify what you need and begin working on it. Read the great books by the people rather than read the newspaper. And no, trust me, Us Magazine, Weekly Magazine, Entertainment Weekly, those don't classify as quality reading materials. Find the good books on the things that you need to learn and use your time reading those things. Turn your car into your university. When I'm in my car, I will go out and buy a good CD series on the skills and knowledge I need. If I just listen to it just 30 minutes in the morning to work and just 30 minutes home at night, do you realize in 1 year's period, that's over 300 300 hours of specific skill and knowledge I have? Do you think if somebody were to give you 300 hours of specific skills and knowledge of what you want, you'd be an authority? I promise you, yes. I've been doing it for 28 years. That's why I achieve my goals so quickly. I utilize my time. See, successful people commit to continual improvement. They use their time to the best of their ability to obtain the things they need. Commit yourself. Create the habit. See, the things I'm teaching today are very simple, but they're not easy because they're new paradigms. They're new habits that we have to create. Take the time to identify the skills and knowledge you need. That leads us into step number 5, which coincides with step number 4, and that is identify the people, the groups, and the organizations that are going to help assist you in achieving your goal. Again, don't be an innovator. Be a master imitator. There are people that have gone before you. Identify the people, the groups, and the organizations and how you're going to align yourself with them. I mean, let's use an example. If I wanted to start a new business, the very first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to find somebody that's in that business that is very, very, very successful. That's the first thing I want to do. And then I'm going to introduce myself to them, and I'm going to sow into their life. That's what the law of sowing and reaping is about. Am I willing to sow into him? If so, people are inherent by nature to be very good people. People want to share with us. As long as you're enthusiastic and have a good attitude about what it is you want, you take him out to lunch and buy him a nice lunch or dinner, and then begin to ask him the very powerful questions. What obstacles did you face, and how did you overcome them? What skills and knowledge did you need, and how did you get it? What people, groups, and organizations did you align yourself with, and how did you align yourself with them? More importantly, ask him, if you could go back to the beginning planning phase, what would you do differently to help you achieve your goal quicker and more efficiently? And then be enthusiastic and take down notes. He'll keep telling you everything you need to know. That's how people are. We love to help other people, but only if their energy level and their passion matches ours. So be enthusiastic about it, and they'll share. Now, when you're done, don't stop there. I would go out and get a free consultation with a business consultant. I'd go get a free consultation with a CPA to find out the best way to set the business up. I'd join the Chamber of Commerce to get my business on a strong foundation. I'd join good networking groups to build mutually beneficial relationships where I help them build their businesses while they help me build mine. I would join the Toastmasters because I'm a firm believer that the quality of your life is dependent upon the quality of your communication, and dependent even more so on the quality of the questions that you ask to people. So those are the things I would do. But the point I want to make is, don't be an innovator. Be an imitator. Find the people who have done it and sow into them, and get them to align themselves with you. You'll find these people, they want to help you so much. I promise you, you will. So take the time to identify them. That leads to step number 6. This is where we're going to list our action steps. Now, what we do here is we're simply going to take everything that's in our brain that we can think of, and we are going to simply dump it onto paper. And remember, you do not have to know everything. That's not the objective of the listing the action steps. It's just get what you do know out, and then start giving it some semblance of a chronological order. I probably need to do this first, this second, this third. You'll start seeing the plan come together. But you don't have to know everything. Just get what you do down, what you do know down. It's just like the headlights in your car. You've got to trust this formula like that. When you leave at night, you can't see where you're going, but you trust your headlights to take you 200 feet ahead, and then another 200 feet, and then another 200 feet, and to get you around the corner until you arrive at your destination. It's the same way. When you get your action steps down, remember what we said earlier. You're now focused on your goal. Everything you need is all around you. It will show up when you need it. For 28 years, I've been proving this fact, and I've got thousands of testimonials that attest to it. You've got to trust the formula. Formulas always work for those who work the formulas. So you've got your action steps out. Now let's go to step number 7. Step number 7 is where we establish our timeline for completion. In other words, we establish a deadline date. You see, until you have a timeline for completion, you know, it's been said that goals are nothing more than dreams with a deadline. But what's so great about it is once you establish that deadline, you turn all that meaningless daily activity into directed action.